All right. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hey,
Hey.
I'm still looking at Nelly being ridiculous.
Yeah, rolling around. Someone
Oh,
said,
there
oh,
we
she's
are.
got a Christmas sweater on already. I mean, that's really just the only sweater that we could find because it was a cold one day.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if you necessarily have to call it Christmas. It's just, kind of a
So it's
cold
a fall
season.
sweater.
Yeah, well, it does have it looked like snowflakes or something on it.
Yeah. I had to tell everybody I've had like quite a week. Had a late night camping last night with the dads. I was invited to
The dads.
go camping with the dads last night. So
Mm.
I've been like dragging all day, and I was, feeling a little like hungover, and my wife was like, "Oh, you need a little hair of the dog." Are you familiar with this term, hair of the dog?
Hair in the
Hair
dog.
of the dog.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Hair of the dog is like just drinking to like get rid of a hangover.
oh,
Not like a
okay.
hangover, just like, you know, get like pick yourself up a little bit,
So,
from
so wait, you drink to get over a hangover?
yeah, we just have like a little bit. It just helps you.
No.
So, yep. I mean, so I'm just having one of these old Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Takes, as Bitrose says, takes the edge off. But yeah, before that, I mean, I went to was spent a few days in Corpus Christi, Texas, and
Oh gosh, I forgot that was this week too. So yeah, you
yeah.
really
I mean,
have
no,
been
I was
all over
gone
the
like
place.
Tuesday to Thursday. So it's just like everything. Like there's like, and some other things like at home. I don't know if I should really get into it, but yeah, um, just it's just been a week. So I'm
Been a week.
yeah, and hopefully the Saturn core works. Tries audio is hot and mine is soft. It's soft. What if I bring me up a little bit? Maybe that
Oh, that
helps. And I
that
try
that,
down a
that
little
sounds
bit.
better to me as well.
It sounds better than you to you as well.
No, it sounds better to me because I was
Oh,
considering turning up my speakers a little bit, but now I don't have to.
okay. Yeah. Looks like I brought it down just a touch, but now it should be okay. So
Excellent.
much like last week, we're gonna play some Saturn games, and this is not a pre-release core. This came out this week.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
that.
I didn't know if you had knew that or not. I feel like it came
No, I
out like
did
maybe
not.
Wednesday,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like it's out there. It will show up if you do an update all.
Interesting.
I mean, it's still a work in progress and a beta, but it's available publicly. It's not like something you got to go out of your way to put
Right.
on your MiSTer like manually. So if you run
Interesting.
update all, it will do it. And I'm going to be running it tonight on the my dual RAM, although it works with either one.
Do you know specifically what advantages
They
there
said
could
that
be?
certain like it's like compatibility is a little bit better. So
Uh-huh.
probably just things here and there. I don't know,
You
but
know,
I'm going to
I,
be
I my whole thing with CD cores is I've not yet connected any storage to my Mister
right.
that is like robust enough to really handle the sheer magnitude of multiple disc-based consoles.
Yeah. So the thing is that, and this was kind of surprising to me, is that it does not, as of right now, it does not support CHD files. So
Okay.
hopefully
Oh,
that'll
I thought
be.
that was like universal across the
I thought it
platform.
was too, but it does not seem to be. It's not, at least on here, CHD, or as Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly and myself like to call them chud files. So I had to like copy all of my bin and queues to an external SSD just to plug it in, and I didn't make it through everything. The latest version supports CHD files. I mean, is that I just ran the updater like before the stream. So I don't know.
Jonathan Packer's asking, are we going to get the Saturn Pro controller when it comes out? Do you know what he's talking about?
Oh, the Retrobit Saturn Pro controller they like revealed today. That they announced it years ago, and it was like delayed a whole bunch, and then it was like officially announced again. And I mean,
oh yeah, that
I don't know if I love it, but I mean, I'm interested in trying it.
It's got like Vita style sticks or something. It looks like.
Yeah, well, they're Hall sensing, I guess, which is
like they
good.
look like Vita sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Like I honestly have very little experience with Retrobit controllers.
Yeah. Well, my L button stopped working.
I'm not even sure if I have any.
My L button stopped working on my white Saturn style pad, and my clear one has like the battery drain issue. Like it will like drain the battery.
Oh, you mean your really nice 8-bit dough white one? The L button stopped working?
No. The Retrobit. I mean, it still works. It just doesn't click anymore. And if you touch it, it will register the.
Are you talking? What is it?
Retrobit? The Retrobit Saturn style controller.
Was it the one that was like I have one that's like clear blue and it's in like a blue case? Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got around. I never used it much. I mean, I tried it and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm going to use the 8BitDo M30 2.4G on this tonight. I didn't really have. I had written Astal in the stream setup. So I guess I'll start with that. Like that's not something that I'm very good at. Let me turn up make sure the
it's one of the relatively few American Saturn games I happen to have, but I've not played very far into it. It's a beautiful game.
Yes, big sprites.
Also,
there was did you see? Okay, there was there was $5 from the Great Bako Man. You ever had Bakos? Are Bakos still a thing in your salad?
Oh no.
They're little bacon bits, but they are like literally as hard as like little stones.
I got some bacon on a pizza the other day, and it was like, I mean, I'm no stranger to bacon on pizza, but this was just like exceptionally good bacon. Like it elevated the pizza to tremendously high magnitudes of goodness. Anyway,
but the Great Bako Man is asking what I thought of Corpus Christi and Be Brutal. And to be honest, I didn't see very much. I got there. I went right to the hotel, and it was like rainy and gross when I got there. Man, it was a rough flight flying in. It's rainy and gross, and it was already getting dark by the time I got in. So we were like in the Omni Hotel, and right outside is like I didn't realize that Corpus Christi was a like kind of like a port town, like a Navy base, military base town. So there was like an aircraft carrier parked there.
Oh, okay.
Like I could see it from my hotel room window.
That's interesting.
But I got there that night, and then the event that I worked at was like I was there all day, from 10 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, and then I went back to the hotel, and I went to sleep, and I got up at 5 a.m. to head to the airport. So I didn't see anything.
You sent me the photo from the airport, which I like couldn't stop laughing about.
Oh yeah,
for like 2 days.
Papadoo.
It's
Papadoo, but I can't help but think of like Papadoo.
You know,
if you gotta get, when you gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go Papadoo.
Papadoo.
I did want to say
man,
that someone
got
says,
me
"Oh,
good.
that Sega Lord X intro," and like, when I booted this up earlier, that was exactly the first thing that I thought about as well.
So yesterday I saw a demo Kirby here in the chat earlier. I hung out with Demo Kirby and his wife Kelly, who have been longtime supporters of the show. We met up at this, like, I guess you'd call it an arcade, but it's very unusual how it's set up. He'd been trying to get me to go for a while, because he brought it up on several streams before. It's like, I guess it's like it's in Winston-Salem, and it's called Wieners and Losers, because they serve hot dogs there.
Oh, do you have one?
I did not. I thought about it.
A hot dog. Obviously, they have a lot of faith in them, or a lot of.
I guess. So anyway, it was awesome. It was really cool. Like, I didn't really know what to expect, but it was a really awesome experience. If I'm not mistaken, it's supposedly like the largest collection of what I think is termed Golden Age arcade machines, on the East Coast at least. Like pre-1985, I think everything is like 84 and earlier. Which, especially in like terms of like console games, like that's very much not like my era, but like there's definitely a lot more interesting things happening, on the arcade side.
Yeah.
In that era. And I think that was actually the best thing about it, was the fact that you're in this arcade that has nothing but nothing but games of that era. And like, when you go to an arcade, today, normally, like, there's also going to be Neo Geo games, and Time Splitters and House of the Dead and Cruising USA, and
right.
Lots of shiny newer things. I mean, not even something as old as like Final Fight was there, right? Like all of these things that are often like what really grab your attention, and you go and play them. They weren't there. Yeah. So I think that was really the coolest thing about it, is that it's this environment that like really encourages you to sit down and spend like the proper time needed to like understand and appreciate some of these games that you in another situation you might not put that much time into. So it was really cool. A lot of games I hadn't seen before, some I hadn't heard of. Lots of really cool, like, spinner or rotary dial type games.
Yeah.
Which really made me like want to look into like what kind of, because a lot of them controlled really well. It made me want to, like look into like what kind of options are there for like good rotary spinner controllers for like MiSTer. I think a lot of games on
where there's that Taito one that I have, but I haven't really used it.
Like a Taito.
It's the one that I got with the egret.
Oh, so that works on MiSTer.
I think it does now, yeah. And it has a trackball also. All right, let's just.
I'll look into that. That could be interesting. But yeah, one of the coolest games I thought was that like I'd never heard of before. Just a game that surprised me. I think it was a Sega game, or no, it wasn't Sega, but I think I think there was like Sega on the banner, but I don't think they actually developed it. It might have been an Atari game, I'm not sure. But I think it was called Major Havoc. Mm-hmm. And it was like a vector. There was a lot of really cool vector games that I hadn't seen before. It was a vector game called Major Havoc, and it was almost a little bit like Air Fortress on NES, except maybe less frustrated, or I'm not sure. It was but like it had these like short like shooter segments, and then you like have to land your ship and go inside this base. And it does lots of cool stuff with like zooming in with the vector graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're this wireframe dude like running around this base, like the low gravity jumps felt really cool, and it also had these like really impressive like idle animations. Like if you like stop next to a wall, he like actually like puts his hand against the wall and just like hangs out there. I was pretty surprised. It was
What was it
impressive.
called again?
It was called Major Havoc.
Oh,
There was another what was it called? There was another kind of cool vector game that was like on a spider. You were a spider on a spider web. It was like a dual stick Robotron style game.
oh, okay.
There was another game that I think was possibly the only one known to exist. I think it was called Levers or something like that.
It was called what?
I think it was just called Levers, and I think it was like the only one known to exist.
Levers and levers.
And you know, a lot of cool like you know, there was a version of Space Invaders that was like, you know, a black and white CRT, you know, reflected onto like a cool background. You know, some of those machines that have like the, you know, the reflection against the background. There was like a pinball game that was like that too. You know, so several just lots of really interesting things. Something I didn't know is that I guess the character, you know, like the characters from like Tapper.
Yeah.
Like I guess that they're used in like multiple games.
Okay.
There's like a lumberjack game with those characters in it. And it's kind of funny because it's like a dual stick tree chopping game, which dual sticks does not sound like how you would chop a tree, but it's weird and it kind of works. It was fun, you know, like just being in a place where it's like, okay, like this generation of game is like the only thing that's here. Like,
yeah,
let's actually give them a fair shot. So it was a really cool thing.
That's how Barcade in Brooklyn started out. Like they wanted to do that, but it didn't last for all that long.
You mean they wanted to do like early generation,
like nothing like pre like 85 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
it was really neat.
If you can make that work in the long term, I think that's pretty amazing. But I think it's probably pretty hard to.
Right, and it's not really that's why I said like I don't know whether to really even call it an arcade, because it's not really like a business. Like it's more like an event. It's like it's in this like house on a residential street, and like there's actually like an Airbnb in it that's like,
oh wow, like
80s themed.
Yeah.
And like you like have to make a reservation like through email or social media like to go. So that's what like Demo Kirby did.
I see.
And you made the reservation, like, you know, because they only let like so many people in per time slot, and they only do it like I think every other weekend. So it's like, and then the proceeds really just go to like repairs on the machines, like, you know, just keeping it running, right? Like it doesn't really, as far as I can tell, it doesn't really seem to be intended to be like a major like profitable thing. Like it's really just it's for the fun of it, for just sharing this stuff with the world, and, you know, trying to make back what would be needed to keep it operational.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's a very unusual sort of setup, but it's
how long of a drive was it for you?
Like an hour 40.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. So yeah, I mean, we should consider going. You know, if next time you're in North Carolina.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I saw that Well, hang on. I'll skip over one real briefly because this one's brief again from the Great Bako Man, saying, "Corey, did you have a chance to try Whataburger?"
And I did.
Oh, good.
You know, like based on the fact that I knew that this is like where it's from. You know, like I made that a priority, and I had it for lunch. But I also had to, get dressed up and spend a whole bunch of time on my feet. After after I ate it, so I was like, I'm not gonna get a lot. I'm gonna get just a burger, and that's it. So I had like a burger with avocado on it and bacon, and it was great. But you know what? Is a hamburger. I mean, right? Like,
I mean, I love me some hamburgers. So.
Yeah, but I mean,
but what you mean is it was a fast food hamburger.
Yes. All right. Ooh, we should try out the clean.
But I've never had what I would consider like a fast food hamburger with avocado though.
Well, it was like there was another version that was like that same thing on Texas toast. But I was like, I just want it on a regular hamburger bun. Like
I'm not a big fan of like sandwiches on Texas toast.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, it's harder to hold, harder to eat, leaves your fingers a lot greasier.
Yeah.
But
play part 2.
Yeah, that does sound good. And then to jump back, there was a $10 super chat from Daunting Leader. Thank you. Saying thank you for all that you guys do. CHD files are in the GitHub repo, but not released yet. Does your MiSTer have dual RAM? I've read that dual RAM increased compatibility in games. Yeah, you are playing on your dual RAM.
Yes.
I don't have a dual RAM at all. I don't know if increasing compatibility in this case means like the game will work or it won't work, or if it might be buggy. Like I don't know how you buggy. Yeah, and I'm not exceedingly familiar with Saturn games in general, like to really necessarily spot unless it's like super obvious that it's a glitch. Like, I wouldn't know to the extent I would like for N64 games. Like, oh, that's right, that's wrong.
Right, and I mean, like, there's a lot that I wouldn't know in this either. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna.
There is a request for Sonic Jam.
Yep, I'll play that after this.
When I was on my way to and fro Winston-Salem yesterday, I listened to a couple of your latest podcast episodes.
Oh.
And I was thinking about how your podcast might have the most mentions of dry rot of any podcast that's like not about dry rot.
Yeah. Well, Chris has been doing a lot of housework, so it makes sense. We did not record one this week because of my trip and everything.
I don't mean to say that you shouldn't be talking about dry rot. I mean, I'm sure lots of people are, I mean, that's what makes the podcast is it's just two guys talking about life.
Yeah. I mean, did you
see so
did you hear like that, when we were talking, it might have been like a couple episodes ago where we decided.
I didn't hear the entirety of either episode.
Oh, okay. Well, I heard that we decided that we've like tentatively decided that we're going to do 100 episodes and call it quits.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if that's what people want to hear, but I think that we just like had the idea of, let's do 100 episodes. And then we can say, hey, we made 100 episodes of this podcast.
And it's like...
And then maybe we can do follow-ups if we feel like it.
Right. Do a reunion.
Yeah. Like, just release episodes every once in a while, like as we feel like it.
I was also dying laughing at the what he was talking about, like the sardine subreddit.
Yeah, where it's like people are all crazy about it.
I totally looked it up.
What?
I totally looked it up.
And it's real?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, of course it is. I mean, he kept saying like, "I'm not." I mean, you were dying laughing. He's like, "I'm not kidding." Here, I'm going to look it up here. I mean, it's so for context on oh, let's see. Wait, which was was it this one?
Oh, miss.
Okay, so so for context, on the podcast, Chris was talking about how someone from his work came back from a trip to Portugal. And I guess like sardines are one of Portugal's like most famous exports.
Yeah.
So she brought like sardines to give people at work, you know, coming back from her trip. And like, you know, Chris was saying he'd never tried sardines, you know, probably thought they were gross. And he tried them and he's like, they're awesome. Like, this is really good.
Have you had one before?
I've tried anchovies, but I don't think sardines. I mean, the anchovies weren't as bad as I thought they were. I mean, I'll admit the conversation got me interested to like just give it a try sometime. But I mean, I'm not like a huge seafood guy in the first place, and like I'll eat, you know, fish every now and then, and I love shrimp, but I'm just overall like not adventurous when it comes to seafood.
Yeah.
And but you know, it got me curious. But anyway, he was saying like he kind of hates now that he likes it because like it turns out that like sardines are like a trendy thing now.
Yeah, well, I just think it was funny that there's like a subreddit that's, he said it's almost like an audiophile.
Or like retro gaming.
Yeah, where it's like, I found this.
Yes.
This specific
it's like people are posting their hauls.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, it's true. So like, but yeah, it's like, it's funny because like, and, you know, I don't mean to make fun. It's you know, it's cool that people are into what they're into, right? Like, you know, enjoy what you enjoy. But it's just it's funny seeing, you know, me coming from like this retro gaming community and like never dreaming that like people like care about sardines and other like canned.
I mean, it doesn't seem real
in the same way. Yeah, so like you start scrolling down this and it's like I don't know what RTG is. It says my first RTG order. How'd I do? And there's like it's like a photo of like 13 different sardine cans. There's no partner absolutely hates tinned fish. How can I help him see the light? And then there's a photo of like 6 different cans. Small but exciting world market haul.
But exciting. I mean,
can
you imagine going this crazy? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. You know, like.
Can we talk about how cool the cans are?
Is that what? That's the
title of one. And this is like super active. Like the ones I looked at yesterday are like way scrolled off. Fishtails, pilchard sardines, and olive oil review.
I mean, it's crazy. It's like, I think it's awesome that they can get into it.
A few of my favorites as a newbie. Best spice sardines I should keep an eye out for.
I'm just playing a little Sonic 1.
First ever 10. I'm spoiled for choice. Where do I start?
That's
Here's another 10 fish haul. Found an expired can in my collection, so I had to eat it.
Oh, really?
What?
Is it okay to eat it like after they're expired?
Well, I clicked on it yesterday, and there was some debate on, they're like, well, it's a Best Buy date, But
yeah.
like just it's funny to think like that's like the equivalent of like a sealed game, right?
I know, right?
It's like it's in my collection.
Yeah.
Like I can't,
Well, it's essentially like, yeah, it's in my collection and it's expired is essentially the same thing as like disc rot or something, right?
My dinner. I'm new to this, so go easy on me. I mean, this is great. It's I'm happy for people.
Yeah.
It's amusing to see people have the same passion I have for something else, for something totally unexpected, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Chris was also like talking, like comparing it to like avocado toast, how it's like this like sort of like trendy thing. Like I am not enough like I am not with it or generally aware enough of culture and where things come from. Like my knowledge of avocado toast like began with like people being like, oh, that's what like these people who think they're eating something really fancy are eating. And it was always a joke. Like from the point I knew of it, it was always a joke, right?
Yeah.
But like my mom has made avocado toast several times, and it's very good. It's very good.
Oh yeah. My wife always puts
cumin in it
everything
and
bagel
stirs it
like
up
seasoning
and,
on
spreads
it.
it real thick on the bread.
Yeah.
It's really good. So
Well,
I don't know why
avocado
people
is
are laughing
amazing.
at it.
Avocado is almost like it's rich like butter.
Yeah, I mean, avocado's good. So, yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's probably like that people are spending like tons and tons and tons of money for avocado toast and like some fancy breakfast.
No, I mean, it's like
maybe that's what people are laughing at. I don't know.
Yeah. But. I need to like play all the way through this game. Like, have you ever seen Magic Knight Rayearth on the Saturn like in action?
Sure.
I mean, doesn't it seem like a game that you would like?
Probably.
I think didn't like Ryoko Kodama like direct this or something? I think she may have directed it.
Really? Is this a Sega game? Let me see. Ryoko Kodama.
Have you had a chance to make any progress in Lunar?
I haven't lately. I really need to get back to it. Like, I've felt so busy the past couple of weeks that like, just like you, every time like I have time to play games, it's like let's play some Vampire Survivors.
I finished Vampire Survivors.
Oh really? Like you
I got
did?
all of the I got it, everything, I think.
Wow. So like I'm assuming like the main goal is like to open all the coffins or something.
No, I mean I did all of the unlocks and achievements and stuff like that. And then there is credits, just so you know.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's
okay.
credits.
That's good. That's good to know. Oh yeah, you're right. She did direct this. The only games on Wikipedia that she's corrected specifically as director is Phantasy Star 4 and Magic Knight Rayearth.
How about that?
Yeah, otherwise, she's credited as art or producer.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was a $5 super chat from Aaron Welsh saying, "We all know that Tri's about to develop a tinned fish kink. What do y'all think the YouTube channel?"
I have an important fencing match tomorrow, and we're wasting time here.
Well, I don't. Who knows?
I don't know enough about tinned fish
you
yet
look lost. Can I help you?
to say one way or the other.
It's gonna be.
I mean, Chris said that like
people that that are like way into sardines, they should call them fish heads. you know the old the fish heads song, right?
What are you doing here?
Roly poly
probably
fish
not.
heads, fish heads, eat 'em up, yum.
Is
I mean, I don't even know what it's from, but it's like
This cute
the
little
like
leg's my
creepiest
very
thing.
naughty dog.
You should go on YouTube and look up
I have to catch him
the
before he
fish
causes any
heads
trouble. Wait,
song.
Okay,
help you.
I'm gonna look it up. Gonna look it up right now. I'm doing this.
Flash.
That dog.
Oh, what
A fish.
involving little
The Reddit
puppy.
refers to them as aficionados.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's gotten into him.
The fish head song.
I hear it.
Magic nights, I summon thee.
Okay, no, there's enough of that, I guess.
That doesn't creep you out.
I wouldn't say creep is the word.
It appears that the magic knights have been summoned from beyond the barrier.
And so, the legend becomes an embarrassing reality.
What can they hope to accomplish?
I'll play Knights at some point.
Children,
I just want to get to
even
actual
if they
gameplay here.
manage to release Emerald. Their
Um,
power is too limited to be of consequence.
Quite true. my
But yeah, in Vampire Survivor, I've like only just finally got to the point where,
Any chance for
like, the past few
surprise.
runs, I've been like consistently able to hit 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it took me a long time to get to that point. Like, and I don't know, like, I'm sure it's a combination of factors, but I don't know if it's more because of like unlocks I've been able to afford, or more from just getting better, or choosing the right, like, I'm finally understanding like the upgrade system a lot more, because I didn't,
Nightmare is this?
until I started
Since we're unconscious
getting
of the
higher
technique,
level, I
think
didn't
we can
understand
rule
that
tree.
like
It
you
was
are
a
like
figure of speech.
you can only have so many weapons
Whatever.
and so many
Right.
Have to find out what happened.
Yeah.
other
And you wanna,
relics.
like,
Place.
You know, find combinations of weapons or
Right.
two weapons and an item to like evolve them into stuff.
Well, and I'm still, I don't know all of the, I mean, I understood the evolutions part, but I didn't understand, like, because actually the first time I got to,
I'm not in the mood to compare
um,
trips. We've got
the first time I got to 30 minutes,
Well, why don't we
I-
introduce ourselves first? What?
I didn't have garlic, and I'm like, why am I, like, I can't believe it's taking me this long to get garlic, because like garlic's like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
right?
you have to play with that character and get on the like last 15 minutes or something like that for their weapon to like become obtainable, I think.
but like I was like, why is garlic not dropped? Like because I'd had it lots of times, but like and then I realized it's because once it got to the point where the only thing a level up was offering me was money or roast chicken.
Right.
Then I understood like, oh, like there's squares on the HUD that like fill in like that's like those are my chosen weapons, and that's why garlic was not dropping because I'd already picked 5 weapons.
Right.
So I finally understood that. Like I mean, now that I'm like, you know, more consistently hitting 30 minutes, like I want to try more characters, but the character who has been the best for me, like I was using Poe for a while, the old guy with the starts with garlic.
Yeah.
But the warrior guy, I think his name's Gennaro or something, where he starts with knives and he has like +1 +1 projectile for all weapons.
Yeah.
Like that guy, like that +1 projectiles makes a pretty big difference.
Oh, for sure.
So I've been, and like I didn't like knives that much at first, but when you level up, when you evolve the knife,
Yeah.
like it's just like a non-stop beam of death.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
It'll be interesting to see like what you think like later on when you find like all kinds of weapons, because there's like a whole bunch more that are not even you haven't even discovered. But I on the flight back, I played like one last thing, and I was gonna try to like just grind for money, because you know like there's the last couple of power-ups that get expensive. And I like had a specific combination of stuff, and I swear that the game was running at less than 1 frame a second.
Oh, that's the photo that you sent me.
Oh no, this
Like,
was like even worse than that.
Oh,
It was running so slow that the like remaining 2 minutes of the level like took
Time has come for a little child.
almost like 15 minutes, because it was just like running like at like less than 1 frame a second.
that's
And we
amazing.
just, I mean, it's kind of amazing. It just doesn't crash.
It is. It's very amazing.
I just come on.
There was a couple of super chats just
Yeah,
now. There
yeah.
was one from Kels S. It was a $5 super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, I did not think I had a 128 megabytes in my MiSTer, but apparently I do. Do I not have to upgrade to the dual RAM for Saturn functionality now? So
You don't need to.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to, but I don't know if it would increase compatibility. So, I mean, my understanding of the
Certain
advantages
games
of
might
dual
run slightly better.
right, my understanding of the advantages of dual RAM for some cores is not the amount of RAM, it's the amount of bandwidth. So if you have, 2 RAMs connected, then more can be accessed.
Yeah.
At once. So I don't know enough about this core specifics.
I'm just like.
But I would say try it. I would say try it.
Yeah.
And if you run into issues, then maybe you need to switch to a dual RAM. Unfortunately, with like the MiSTers I have, like it would be inconvenient to switch to dual RAM because they are designed for the 2 systems I have are designed for the analog output. Even though I don't use the analog output on one of them, but I think an essential thing that you have to connect would be in the way of dual RAM. So
Yeah.
there was also a $2 super chat from Fried Zombie 4.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Fried Zombie 4?
4.
What happened to the other 3?
I don't know. That reminds me of how there's like, what's it called? Around here, I sometimes see these these Chinese restaurants and little strip
And
malls.
it's like the same people that owns them, and they
So in a
just call
And
them the
it's
same
like they put
title.
it's like
must save
it's like it's like Chinese Kitchen 3 or something. But my favorite though is there's one that's like it's like Chinese Kitchen 3 Chinese fast food. Which
Yeah.
reads like a subtitle, you know, like you know, this time it's personal.
Yeah.
But Fried Zombie was asking, is this core on the update all list yet?
Yes.
And you said as of Wednesday it is.
Yes. Although if you want to use CHD files, you need to like download the manual like nightly build, I guess. I think somebody said. But I'm sure it'll be an update.
I bet that'll be in the main
Yeah, I mean,
the main
a day or
branch
two,
soon.
you know.
Hikaru, close your eyes and feel the power. Can you sense it? The strength swelling
Just trying
within
to
your very
get
soul.
past this. It's
I
like,
can feel it.
I wish I could just skip this.
My heart seems ablaze with a sense
What?
That's right. You
I'm
experience the wellspring of your magic.
I'm pretty sure this is a joke, but it's also this user's first super chat. So who could say? But Anthony J. Bueller has a $4.99 super chat saying, I was watching some sardine connoisseur videos on the YouTube, and the YouTube algorithm sent me here. How strange. I would love it if that was true.
Yeah,
That's insane.
That would be amazing.
those aficionados. We've officially
For the machines.
joined the
Well,
aficionados.
I mean, Chris was saying, you know, how people say like, oh, it's too late to get into gaming YouTube or retro gaming YouTube, you know. He's saying, but now's the time to get in on like, you know, sardine YouTube,
you imagine, like-
on the ground level.
Can you imagine like getting rid of all the games, just having cans of sardines like behind you? Can you imagine where your Game Boy games? Those are just like cans of different kinds of sardines, and you have them like on a spinny rack.
It's been far too
Oh my goodness. Oh my
always were
goodness.
a weak-minded
I mean, that would be
follower,
funny.
Your alignment with evil disappoints, does
But yeah,
not
I mean,
surprise
this might be the time to get in.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
I mean, maybe you should try 'em,
might
see if
hit
you
it
like 'em.
big.
You're like, I can't stop thinking about them. Can't stop thinking about those sardines.
I'm thinking about those beans.
Yeah.
There was also a $5 super chat from Robert Hernandez. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, speaking of work travels, greetings from Spain. It's 3 a.m. and my body is still on Pacific time. Thanks for the stream and happy Sunday, everyone. Yeah, it was such a trip when it was like when we were in Japan. It was Tuesday morning,
Yeah.
and we tuned into the Backloggery stream on Monday night. like no matter how like aware I am of you know, time zones, and you know,
As you wish.
intellectually I understand it. It's like still such a trip, like to be like, oh, in Japan it's like daytime now. It's like
Yeah.
people like just got to work,
Yeah.
like you know, and but especially when you are there, when you travel like literally 13 hours ahead of where you are now, and then you're like talking to people. It's like nighttime. Like I don't know. It's just it's.
I think
still-
it's more like weird going back and like arriving at almost the exact same time you left.
Yeah, that's weird too. And also like the sun never set on our whole flight out.
Yeah,
because
just chasing
we
the
were
sun.
chasing the sun.
Hey, did you see the eclipse yesterday? Were you in a place to see
No.
the eclipse?
I'm so worried.
No, I mean,
Come on,
I don't think
He's all right.
it would have really been visible. Oh, I mean, I think it was supposed to be partially, but I don't even know what
It was
time
like
it
rainy
was.
and overcast here, unfortunately. So I couldn't.
Yeah,
see
it was cloudy yesterday.
Oh my.
It was like really bright on my way back, but I think that was after.
sacred.
I can't believe how long. it was.
Like I've always like I like have never had any interest in like viewing an eclipse, even like, you know, with like the safe glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I understand now. I understand why now, but like, you know, there was like a total eclipse, I think, when I was in like
What have you done with Clef?
3rd grade or something.
I hope he's all right.
3rd or 4th grade.
Clef is fine.
And, you know, it was this whole big thing, like, you know, like, oh, you learn about it, and, you know, here's all these ways that, you know, you're going to watch it, but it's like, but you can't look at it, it will make you blind.
Don't delude yourself.
And, like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even want to look at that, like, through the supposedly safe methods. Like, I want nothing to do with this. And then when I got older, I understood that my understanding is that it's not actually more dangerous than looking at directly at the sun any other time. It's just that, one, people want to look at it, and two, it might be easier to look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I understand that now, but like that, like fear of like seeing an eclipse, like just became so deep seated, you know, from elementary school. And I just like, to this day, I'm just like, I'd rather stay inside. Like, I remember being so scared that like my dog would like see it when she was at home, like look out like the window and see it. I'm like, but and she don't know she's not supposed to look at it.
I see Rooster Blood
Dogs aren't gonna look at it.
Now the comment, and I'm like, yeah, I mean that's
That was my magic.
that's one of those movies that I have. That was the first movie I ever saw that had a dream within a dream, or a nightmare within a nightmare.
I won't believe it until I see it. We must go back.
I think I've seen Night of the Comet, but I don't remember
Everyone
much
turns
about it.
like that red dust.
We can't leave him back there if he's in trouble. What kind of person would suggest that?
Or like monsters or whatever,
Try to stay calm.
where she like,
Voices won't
but the main
solve our
character
problem.
like wakes up from like a horrible dream, and then something bad happens, and then she wakes up again
If we go back and find he is stone,
from a
we
dream.
don't have
I
the
never
means to reverse the
seen that
step.
in anything before I saw
I mean,
it.
it's a good trick.
Don't
It
you
is.
remember that Clef told us to save Sephiroth at all costs?
I had a dream.
There's,
about
I
that,
can't,
too.
come on.
That would play
This
right
is like,
into the hands of those wishing to stop us. To save Sephiroth, we must follow Clef's instructions and move forward.
I
at
can't
any
believe how much
cost.
time I've spent trying to skip
Like,
through
have you
this.
even gotten to combat?
We
No!
have to press on.
This entire time.
Remember, right? Clef's instructions were that we should head east.
I gotta have a
Yes,
discussion
I'm
about
sure of
everything.
it now. He said to head east in
We gotta
the
go
Forest of
east. Are you
Silence
sure?
To meet Prisia. Wait a minute.
Yes, I'm sure.
I
Yeah,
wonder
for real.
if
I wonder if
this
this could
be
be
the Forest of Silence.
a trap.
Well, there's only one
Here
way
we
to
go.
find
Do you
out.
Let's
have
get
a
moving.
Linkle liver story on this?
Linkle liver story? I do not have the translation on here. Oh, perfect. It's yeah. Feel pretty positive this is not the Forest of Silence.
It
They've just
seems
been
as
talking
if
the
no one
entire
is at
time.
home right now.
You can move
Perhaps
for a
this
second.
isn't even Prisia's house.
I mean, it's got nice animation and stuff.
The door just
Hmm?
opened. What kind of person leaves their home unlocked?
Nice background.
It's not
Yeah,
safe.
yeah. I mean, it's a
But
good-looking
let's
game.
not waste time just
Stay
talking
finally
about
back
it.
in control, but
You
only for a
mean
second.
Go into the house?
I mean,
Isn't
you
that
know,
bad
this
manners?
was.
I'm gonna play something else. I just spent all that time.
Well, at least nothing weird happened. It worked.
Yeah, we'll try Knights. Then we'll move to some Japanese stuff. What?
Oh, hold on. There's actually a couple of super chats. There was actually there was a notification that Scott Snyder has been a member for 38 months in a row.
Wow.
38.
38.
Thank you.
Speaking of Scott Snyder, I just did a big dump of the old live streams, and I just like made them all like available on the live stream tab. I had to go through it was like 130 of them the other last week.
They're
done.
all out there now.
They're all out there, just hanging out.
The Scott Snyder says, I ordered some theater recliners for my game room today, and I think my wife is more excited than I am. Imagine if I had spent that money on sardines.
Just imagine.
I don't know. Do you think your wife would have preferred the sardines or the theater recliners? Am I crazy, or did the shading on those kids look a little weird in the menu?
I mean, it does look a little weird. I don't know. I don't remember what it looks like though.
I don't remember exactly what it looks like either, but like it kind of looks a little Virtua Fighter-y.
This is like an all-time.
I feel like it doesn't look quite right, but I could be wrong.
This is like an all-time great game theme, I think.
Was it the Soft Museum or something?
I love Soft Museum probably the most, but I think this is like, I don't know. I feel like this is the one that like everyone would know, but I think it's pretty it's an all-timer, I think.
There was also a $2 super chat from Jonathan Henson. Thank you. Saying, bought this dang PS5 on Friday, and all I've been playing on it is Agalos.
Dang.
Well, does the version of Agalos that you have for that, does it have interpolation, or is it super shimmery?
Yeah, we don't know how good the...
Like, I assume there's not a native PS5 version, but I assume he's playing, like, a PS4 version on it.
Right.
But I can confirm that the Switch version of Agalos, at least, is a big success story with the RetroTink 4K. You can
speaking of
totally fix it, and it looks amazing.
The Tink 4K, I finally got a preview unit, but I've not had any time to really use it that much. And mine has no shell to it. It's just the it's just.
But yours is more in line with what the final board revision is going to be.
It says
because you have your firmware buttons on the back, right?
I don't know. I have updated the firmware by putting it on the SD card and using the option in the menu for update firmware.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've got a slightly newer.
Yeah, well, it has.
There's not any functional difference. I think there might be an improvement in component video compared to my board, but otherwise, I think everything's like functionally identical.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only main difference is that there's a 3.5 millimeter audio input for the like the DB15 or whatever input, instead of yours has like stereo RCA jacks, I think, right?
Yes.
But I haven't had a lot of time to use it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been all over the place, it sounds like. Matt HM with a $4.99.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, hey, what are each of your top 3 must-play Saturn games? And do you have any thoughts on the Mars FPGA? Happy stream day. I mean, for the Mars, hopefully we'll get a chance to try it.
Yeah. Well, we are. We're supposed to.
There's been some conversations with some of the people behind it, but otherwise, I don't know that much about it. I really don't know that much, so I'm reserving my thoughts, I guess, until I try it. Really. Yeah.
As always, right? The top 3 Saturn games.
I am like a Saturn like heathen, I guess. I've not played a lot of Saturn games in general. Mostly because by the time when I got the Saturn, I didn't know a lot about it. And then I quickly learned it's very expensive to get games for the Saturn.
Yeah.
I actually have now. I have more Japanese games than American games, but I've not put a ton of time into them. Let's see. If I look at the Saturn games I've beaten, the ones I've beaten are Guardian Heroes, which I did play on Xbox 360 though, but very good. I really like that. Knights was very good. Panzer Dragoon Zwei, and Saturn Bomberman. Those are the ones that I've beaten. Oh, and also D. I really like D.
Deal.
That was
A deal.
D was really good. But not exactly like an exclusive or anything.
Yeah.
Of the ones that I've beaten, I would probably say Guardian Heroes and Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2. I mean, those are the games I've got the most experience with. But honestly, like, Knights and Saturn Bomberman, I really liked them too. I mean, looking at this list, I've liked every Saturn game I've played through. It just hasn't been that many. Oh, I mean, Grandia, I played the PS1 version of Grandia. I mean, that would probably be my real favorite Saturn game, but it's just not the version I played. Because, it wasn't in English.
Yeah. I'd say that Panzer Dragoon 2 is probably my favorite that I can think of. I mean,
I'm a weirdo who likes the first one a little bit better, but they're both excellent.
Yeah. Let me look at what I got here. Not to derail the game playing. Because I feel like if I just see my list, it's like, oh, yeah, here's something I just didn't even think about. I haven't played Police Nods. That's definitely up there. I mean, I think the Sega Ages, that was the first home version of Outrun and Afterburner 2 and Space Harrier that were basically arcade perfect. Let's see what else. Shinobi Legions I really liked a lot.
Oh yeah. Not a beloved game, but it seemed interesting.
Yeah. You know what I might do is I might put Rayearth and Albert Odyssey both on my list for next year. The two Saturn games.
Ambitious.
Working Designs Saturn games.
Yeah.
That or maybe, I mean, I could do Shining Wisdom also, but I'm gonna play something else.
If you're curious what Saturn games are in my future in terms of the ones that I do own, I have that I've not beaten. I've maybe played a little bit of them. I've got Astal. I've got the Japanese version of Panzer. The Japanese version is called Astal Panzer Dragoon RPG, which was cheap at the time I bought it. I've got Biohazard. I played a good bit of that version actually. I really liked it. Bug. Christmas Nights into Dreams. Dark Savior. Daytona USA. Deep Fear. Dynamite Deca. Oh wait, have I not? I guess I haven't played through that.
Oh, Die Hard Arcade.
I've only
Also
played through the first one, but I've Dynamite Deca.
This one has a weird.
I forgot that I haven't played through that yet. Enemy Zero. I have the Japanese version of Grandia and the Grandia Digital Museum.
Yeah.
Rayman, Japanese, and that's a Japanese Rayman, by the way. Randomly saw it at a local store, and I'm like, oh, this is not expensive. I'll buy that version.
Uh-oh, this might not work.
Japanese
Sega
Shining
Ages
Wisdom,
Volume 1 might not work.
Tetris Plus, and also Japanese versions of Virtua Cop 1 and 2.
There we go. Oh, yeah, there's no sound here either. Yep, no sound on this one. That's too bad.
There was a $2 super chat from Shadow Mask saying, "You must play Sega Saturn." You know,
You gotta.
I agree. I need to get more experience with the system.
Yeah.
I very much do. We all do.
Yeah.
And there was also a $2 super chat from Demo Kirby saying, "TMI, I didn't need to know about Corey's big dumps." I don't recall you talking about big dumps. Did you talk about big dumps?
Yeah, where did that come from? Is that
was that back from when we were talking about the Papadoo seafood restaurant?
Again, a Papadoo? Well,
Papadoo?
What? If you got a Papadoo, that's what you got to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, that gives me the image of like a real satisfying one,
dumping ROMs. All right, let's play some Japanese stuff here. I mean, I'll start with the game that I would love to buy. My number one want on this system is where is it?
It's Gaia Breeder, isn't it?
No. It's gonna tell me I gotta change the region.
Well, while you're searching for your game,
yep.
There was another $5 super chat from Robert Hernandez.
Oh,
thank you. Saying lots of retro goodness in the pipeline. Tink 4K, Voltar's SNES 2 chip, and Corey's room tour video in 2024.
No, the room tour will be out
in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Funny to think of your room tour video being considered top 3 retro goodness in the pipeline alongside the Tink 4K and Voltar's new Super Nintendo.
That's even remotely comparable.
There was also a $2 super chat from Alero. Thank you. Saying, is Shine Force 3 on the Mega?
I mean, I can try it.
You can try. I don't know if it might be a little too much of the talkie talks to get the gameplay. I don't think I've ever tried Shine Force 3.
Sound effects are real loud in this one.
What's this one called again? Hyperduel?
Yeah. Hyperdoodle.
I always forget the name of this one.
If it wasn't $750 or something like that, I would get it. But I mean, this is definitely the number one game on the system that I still want. One day I might splurge on it.
Whew. I wonder who even owns it. Is there any hope of a port to modern systems?
Oh, I don't know. Well, it's a Techno, so I'm assuming that Sega probably owns it now. Unless
is it only a Saturn game, not an arcade game or anything?
No, it's an arcade game.
I mean,
because there's an arcade mode and a Saturn mode, so I assume that there is.
I mean, Technos plays fast and loose with their properties. I mean, they give them out like candy. So I'm kind of surprised this isn't on Evercade or something, because there's a lot of Techno stuff on there.
Yeah.
There was also a $5 super chat, no comment, but from good old EB Chill 2.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, as always.
Yeah, so I was saying, Technosoft is owned by Sega now.
Wait, are they?
Yeah, I mean they have all their stuff. They have their. That's why they like released all the Thunder Force stuff like as Sega ages.
I mean, it's surprising. I mean, was that a recent acquisition?
I mean,
It
depends on what you
surprises me
consider
because like
recent.
Sega doesn't have other stuff on like Evercade, and there's like a bunch of techno stuff on Evercade, and like a lot on like Switch Online and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Well, the Switch Online stuff makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. It's. I guess it's kind of surprising to me still. Oh wait, Techno Soft. Am I confusing like Technos with?
Yes, with Double Dragon.
Okay, Techno Soft is a different thing.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking Technos. I guess I didn't understand what Techno Soft was.
Got it. Okay.
I was confused. Yeah, I was thinking like Double Dragon and Kunio-kun people.
No.
So I'm not sure if Technos exists as an entity still, or if their stuff is owned by someone else. I honestly don't know.
Ah.
Okay, this Thunder Force. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, their name is not one I commonly think of, since I mean, I've got Thunder Force 2 and 4, but I haven't really played much of them. I thought about streaming Thunder Force.
Yeah, like
Or Lightning
week
Force.
even,
I thought about
right?
streaming it a few weeks ago. Maybe I will. It strikes me as a potentially good, newbie shmup, because
yeah.
it's got like, you can select the order of the levels, so you can like practice levels that you don't know as well.
Power up.
That's right. Technos is owned by Arc System Works. I knew that. I knew that. I just was having the fartiness brain fart.
Those farts in your brains. maybe your brain needs to pop a do. Pop a dough. Pop a doos. Little Papa D's.
Man, I was laughing about that for like 2 days.
What? You're laughing? Been laughing about it?
I was laughing about Papa Doo for like 2 or 3 days.
I mean,
It was very funny to me. There was a $2 super chat, Canadian, from Matthew Roy, saying, "I play all my NES games in 8.7, just like Try." I mean, if we're talking about 8.7 pixel aspect ratio, then that is correct. But I don't think we should really be using that terminology in like the broader, more mainstream conversations around retro games, because most people don't understand the difference between pixel aspect ratio and display aspect ratio, and they think that means that Super Nintendo should be 8.7, because if you use square pixels, it coincidentally is 8.7. But if you have it at 4.3, then the pixel aspect ratio is 8.7. And same with NES and PC Engine. But that's just going to confuse most people that don't get into aspect ratio stuff. So, therefore, we just say it should be 4.3 if you want a 4.3 display aspect ratio. If you want to know more and learn about the pixel
Would you like to know
aspect
more?
ratio, dig deeper. But $2 super chat from Shadow Mask, saying Sonic R or bust.
All right. Well, I'll do that after I play Mr. Bones. Look at the bones.
Mr. Bones, you've streamed this before.
Yeah. Look at this.
I've already
Look at the
blocked it
big
out of my
bones
brain,
on
though.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones.
He's got bones.
Maybe you should play as Johnny Bazooka Toad.
No.
You sure?
Oh, in this
Or
first
are you
level,
just like-
it's like all the levels in this are different, right?
Is this
First one's
like... Is like the level FMV?
Yeah. I can appreciate that, can't you?
I can appreciate that. Like I like as a teenager like imagined like what if like you could render a frame for like every possible like angle and character movement and anything in a game. Like you could render that frame and like put it on a disc. And like the graphics would be amazing. Like I didn't think that like real-time graphics could get to the point where they are today, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought to get the quality of graphics that we can have on like PS5 and stuff, like I didn't think we could get there with real-time graphics. Like I thought it would have to be FMV to look that good. And so I thought like, wow, what if like you could just like render every possibility and it just like pulls up the exact frame. You know,
anything would
and
be
like
possible then.
yeah. Yeah, that would be a bit far-fetched.
I don't know how to pick up his arms. There we go. I got my arm back.
Yeah, now you're full bones. I like how your life
He's
bar
losing bones. You
your
like that the life bar just is the
literally
word bones? Think about them bones. And this game has 2 discs.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, given how it's constructed, I guess that's not surprising, but
Oh, looks like old Mr. Bone's been banished to hell.
oh no! I like how he looks angry just before he falls.
He's like,
like
I
kinda
can't
scary,
believe you just did this to me. Why have you resigned me to this fate? All right. What else we got here? Oh, we want to play...
I mean, Shining Force
Should
3
we play
was
some-
required.
Should we play Minnesota Fats Pool Legends?
Okay,
Minnesota Fats Pool Legend.
I mean, let's do that, but then we should play Shining Force 3.
Okay. Or do we want
And
to
also
play?
Sonic-
should we play?
Sonic R.
Should we play the golf game with the walrus? We should play that.
Oh
too.
yeah.
What is it called?
Why aren't you playing Minnesota Fats? Did it not load?
It didn't seem to be loading. Oh, and Sonic R. We'll do Sonic R. Who came in first? Who was Shadow Mask or?
The Sonic R came in second.
Okay, so Aulero. All right.
I'm gonna look up Minnesota Fast Pool Legend now that I haven't. In Japan, it's known as Side Pocket 2, Legend of Hustler. Saido Paketo 2, Densetsu no Hasura.
Okay, so Legend of Hustler,
Yes.
not Legend of the Hustler. Okay,
Legend of
that's it.
Hustler.
Pebble Beach Golf Links with Craig Stadler.
Yes. I mean, yeah, it's a billiards game.
Man, that
Minnesota
castle's
Fat.
like really on fire. It's like really on fire,
Whoa.
right?
It's like you could not get more on fire than that.
Exactly.
Like, so what the heck does Minnesota Fats mean?
That's his name.
Oh, it's a
The person-
guy. I
that's
see.
the guy's name, right?
Minnesota Fats, or George Hagerman, is a fictional pool hustler created by American novelist Walter Tevis.
Oh, okay. So I guess The Hustler was a movie featuring a depiction of Minnesota Fats. I mean, if you could name yourself Minnesota Fats, why wouldn't you?
You know?
Duncan, Idaho.
Ben Eklom is playing Shining Force 3 as we speak.
Ooh.
Because the FMV looks nicer than it does on my actual Saturn. I mean, how could that be true?
No, they probably just the HDMI.
I mean, maybe you're just playing with RF cables.
Yeah.
Was this developed by Camelot? It's totally got like that Camelot like menu
I mean,
interface.
you know, they did the.
Oh, I know they did the first two. I just wasn't sure if they were still doing this series.
Yeah, it's got the heads.
Oh, it looks like there were two developers. Or no, maybe not. Oh, look at that. That whole, like, globe and moons flying around the wizard's staff. Well, that's impressive.
Is the music in this by the Raiden Silvergun guy? This Final Fantasy Tactics guy?
Sakuraba. Yeah, it's Motoi Sakuraba.
Okay. Oh, it's not
Who were you thinking?
I was thinking the Tactics guy, but no.
Oh,
it's-
Sakamoto?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No,
I
it's
think
Sakura.
Sakuraba's done like every Camelot game ever.
Yeah. Look at the sweeping city. Obviously, I wonder if did this come out before Grandia? I wonder. Grandia?
That's a good question. Probably not. Looks like this came out in Japan in December '97.
The Shapeshifter.
Oh, actually, it looks like this game beat Grandia to market by 7 days.
Oh, okay. Interesting. It's interesting that they both have a similar.
So wait, what's all this about? So,
About the sequels?
for some reason, this girl with the ponytail looks like Jessie from Final Fantasy VII to me.
Oh yeah. About the scenario A or scenario.
Yeah, well, it says like scenario 1 came out
Yeah.
December 97. Scenario 2 came out April the next year, and then scenario 3 came out.
Yeah.
So is the US version just like all three?
No, it's only the first one.
What?
Yeah. So it's not even the
Really?
full story. Each one I think
Wow.
is like the same thing, but like told from different. Oh.
Interesting. So this is like
They've
Fire
been
Emblem
fan translated,
Fates,
though, at
basically.
They've been fan translated.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
this is basically Fire Emblem Fates on the Saturn.
Is that what it's like? Or is
Well, Fire Emblem Fates was like you've got the like the 3 scenarios.
right? Oh yeah.
And it's like, you know, it takes place at the same time, but the thing with that is like it's your character like actually makes a choice that like changes the outcome of the game. So it's not like the stories are not like mutually compatible. Like if one story occurs, the other can't occur, but you still get to see it play out from, you know, the other side's perspective.
Oh, weird.
It was pretty bad. I mean, the gameplay is great. but the scenario was like hot garbage.
You know, I
Like,
was
it
at
was
Best Buy
so
earlier
bad.
today. I mean, not to change the subject, but they had Super Mario Wonder on one of the like the demo unit there.
Oh yeah,
I didn't play it, but I saw some people playing it for a second. I just decided not to look at it too long.
Yeah, it comes out Friday. Looking forward to it.
Jeez. And Sonic Superstar is supposed to be out like in a couple days. I think that's already out there though right now. You know, I decided I had a pre-order for that. I'm like, why am I pre-ordering this? I canceled it because I was like,
You're not gonna play it right away.
no, and it's like for sure gonna be $20 for
Cheap.
Christmas.
I mean, I don't know if by Christmas, but how much is it?
It's a full $60 game.
Well, it's not gonna be $20 by Christmas, but
Oh,
I don't know. Like
Wasn't-
Sonic Frontier got to
didn't
$20 pretty
Frontiers
fast.
wasn't Frontiers like 25 or something like that at one point, like immediately after release last year?
It was pretty quick. Where's Sandy? Sandy is down the hall. Sandy, come say
Let's see what the
hi.
Fights look like in this.
Come say hi, Sandy. Yeah, Sandy, come look at the stream. What's that? What is that?
I just
What
want
is
to see what the
Corey
battles
playing?
look like. Or show. I mean, I can't think of it. Think what they look like. Floof.
Oh, there's my fluffums. There's my fluffums. There she is.
I mean, I don't know. I think that maybe Black Friday deals don't seem as good as they used to be because things are constantly like dropping in price. And also, it seems like Black Friday equivalent sales can happen at
Multiple
any time.
times a year.
Yeah. It's no longer special, and that's good, really.
Yeah. That is good.
I just want to see a battle. This is like, what is up with the text on these Saturn games tonight? The things I'm
mean-
choosing to play.
This was the era where everything you had to tell a grand story with all this
It
extra
has to be
storage.
like 40 hours. It's got to be 40 hours, or else it's not worth playing. Like,
Yeah.
were people like freaking out about Spider-Man 2 apparently being like 30 hours long?
That's bad.
Yeah, people were like
That's
freaking out about,
bad?
oh my god, it's 30 hours? That's it?
Like back in the day, like nothing but RPGs got that long.
And it was even rare for them that to happen. You know, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me that's like thought of as like a bad thing. Yeah, and
That sounds great.
yeah. I mean,
I'm glad
I
that
am of
sounds
the
like
mind that I think
It
that
sounds like too much, honestly.
yeah, I'm of the mind that I think that maybe the first one was like a little bit too long.
Mm.
There we go. Dan Terry's join the group. 30 hours being too. The people are complaining that 30 hours that it was too short.
I mean, I'm sure if you want to like 100%, it'll take some time.
Yeah.
And hey, guess what? There's not going to be any like load times in that 30 hours though. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, I was tempted to maybe get that day one.
Yeah.
But I feel as though I need to finish like at least everything but The Witcher in my queue here. And like, luckily, none of the games that I have left are really. I don't think any of them are over 20 hours.
Yeah.
Except for The Witcher.
Yeah, I need to get back to Lunar.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I mean, you got
done.
Mario coming out. This.
I know, and I am going to play that right away. So.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like, what do you have left?
Too much. I mean, I've only finished 4 of 10. Like, it's pathetic. My, like, you know, my realistic hope is to do Lunar 1, Lunar 2, and Hyperlight Drifter. Which would mean I would need to carry over Viva Pinata, Ease 8, and Trails of Cold Steel into next year. But I still have to pick 10 more, so I'm going to pick, like...
Oh, gosh. I didn't realize, like, that's...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we should make that the rule. Like, if it carries over, you got to pick 10 more. But, like, just be smart about what you pick. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Just pick stuff that you know are, like, 1 or 2 evening games. You know? Like, I picked Inside this year for a gimme, right? I'll pick more gimmies next year. You know. I got too ambitious. What can I say? I got too ambitious.
That metal, like that reflection.
Too ambitious for a year that had, you know, Tears of the Kingdom and Final Fantasy 16. All those birds flying looks pretty neat. Like, as it goes against
I'm so bad at this game now.
Oh man, the fog is pretty bad. I mean, people complain about the N64 having, you know, some draw distance issues. Like, the N64 draw distance issues were really sorted out pretty early on. It was not really that big of a problem, like, you know, in general, honestly. I mean, I think people also forget that the fog was actually a hardware feature that was, you know, meant to give more, realistic atmosphere. To the environment. It wasn't. Yes, in a lot of cases, it was used to mask, lower draw distance, but it actually was able to, lend a lot of plausible atmosphere in some cases.
Well, if I'm just going to be carrying over, I mean, I only want to have to carry over The Witcher.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'll be into that too.
Yeah, so I mean, you're going to be in a pretty good position. I'm just going to have to do a lot better at, not picking anything too ambitious for next year.
I'm done.
I'll finish everything, and then for 2025, I can start a fresh list, and make it something that won't be too bewildering. Maybe bewildering is not the word.
I mean, Sonic R is it's just hard to control. I've always had a hard time with it.
Yeah, I can't remember if I think I've booted it up before, but I can't remember. Oh, was a $10 super chat from Mega X6. Thank you. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Look at this! Look at this like drone footage. Is that actually drone footage? But it's like all helicopters like shaking all over the place. Yeah, it's like it's like I know it's not a real, like it's not a drone. It's drone-esque, but they're just like on a helicopter. It's
before drones were really much of a thing.
No, they weren't a thing. Period. But I just think it's funny that like they just didn't keep it still.
Anyway, Mega X6 said, I finally got Earthbound off my backlog this week.
Ooh.
Immediately started a new game. I also found a complete copy of Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow DS for $30. That made my day. Nice. Nice. Those are two quality things to occur in your gaming life. Earthbound beat and another Castlevania game. It's always good.
Where is Pebble Beach?
I'm Craig Stadler. It's a great day.
Probably like Florida or something. Isn't every beach in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, it's California. How long do you think his recording session was?
First hole at Pebble Beach is a short but relatively difficult par 4.
I don't know. I think this footage is hilarious though. This flyover.
Cool decision.
It's just it's real. Well, yeah, you just saw like the shadow of the helicopter.
Like,
But
it feels
like
like
okay, we want it to have like a real handheld feel to it though.
it's like, but it feels like if you just did some like color grading, it could be like an opening shot for a horror movie.
Yeah. Well, what I think is funny is just like shaking all over. It's almost like the person piloting the helicopter was like, "I'm gonna make this way more challenging for you," like going out of their way to do it.
There was a notification that John H has been a member for 16 months in a row. Thank you. Saying, just got back from vacation at Disney World. Anyone remember the old Sega area at Epcot?
It was probably there when I was there because I think that very like maybe early 90s, like maybe 1990 or something like that.
Yeah, I went once as a kid, and I don't think it would have been there at that time. And then, like, I went a few times, like
There he is.
like in my teens and 20s. But that would have been well past the time that well past the time that we've had anything Sega related. I don't remember seeing anything video game related at Epcot.
Did you see did you see Captain EO when you were there?
Doesn't ring a bell.
It's like that was like the Michael Jackson movie, and they showed it like once every day.
Oh,
So it was like at the end of the day.
oh yeah, that's right. My Retro Life uploaded that video of the Sega thing at Epcot. That was not a great shot.
Yeah. Well,
Your caddy's just standing there judging you.
yeah, silently. Yeah. But yeah, I
It
saw
sounds like
Captain
the-
EO, but
the
I did like
10-hour
I think we
face.
did like everything else that there was to do. we always, my brother and I like joke about it all the time though, because and this is like I was too young to really understand what was going on, but he talks about it all the time. He's like, "Oh my god," he's like, "Remember when we went to Epcot Center?" So it was just my brother and I and my dad, right? And my dad like spent like hours doing the around the world thing where you go like the different countries and stuff. Like looking for a pack of cigarettes. And everywhere he would go to these different places, and they would have cigarettes, but they'd have cigarettes from like that country. He's like, I just want to pack a normal cigarettes.
I can't believe he wouldn't settle for
anything.
Something new, I guess.
And I was completely unaware like this was happening. My brother talks about it. He's like, oh, remember when Dad was like, like all he wanted was like, you know, some camels, right? He couldn't find it. He's like, I just want a pet. And I swear that we went to apparently we went to like a bunch of places, like all the way like around the world, like looking.
Like I'm surprised you could even buy cigarettes inside Epcot.
Well, I mean, at the time, I guess not
from
super.
The countries.
It's funny to think about, but there we go. There's this your boy. Even his grainy FMV, you can see it like his bald spot developing. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. So they don't allow for it anymore. But when we were there, I swear it had to be like 90 or 91 or 9. Like yeah, like probably like 1990 or 91.
That's funny.
I mean, he's like down here looking at it, right? He's like really like thinking about like putting it in this hole that's like a foot away from him. Just thinking about it, like,
Hole number 2, par 5.
Yeah, I was way over. Way over par.
Are we going to get another aerial shot of the next hole? Like it does like an FMV flyover, and then it does a camera flyover.
The camera footage is hilarious to me. It's like someone has the cameraman and it's like shaking him, like trying to push him off the helicopter, right? And he's like, they're like fighting over. He's like, I need the shot though.
I wonder if like that. If that quality of flyover footage like corresponds to like how TV golf looked at the time.
Maybe.
I mean, you know, when
he's like looking, or when he like,
when
takes his
when you watch older movies, it's, you know, it's often surprising like how poor like the helicopter shots are. It really can be. Like the one that like surprises me the most is like the opening of The Shining, where like you can like sometimes see the helicopter blades.
Oh yeah.
And like Stanley Kubrick is like, you know, known for being like such a perfectionist, right?
Right.
And like it just blows my mind that he was okay with that.
The shot was of like someone in the crowd. Get it. Nice on. Not really. I'm not on the green yet.
Hitman Graphics says, please end this torture. But yet, this is great.
I just want to see one more
Almost-
flyover. That's all I care about. I just want to see one more flyover. And it's true, you know. Sam I am 111 says, you know, budgets are what they are. Sometimes they can't afford a reshoot with a helicopter. And absolutely. I just think it's really funny because it almost feels like a stylistic, like there's like a stylistic intent to it. You know what I mean?
There can't be, though.
But it feels,
I think they're
almost
trying to make it-
intentional.
I think they're trying to make you feel like you like really get to see the real place, right?
Yeah. Right on the red. Come on.
Wicked Ribbon says someone's dad in 1997 was having a great time playing.
Yeah.
This.
Someone got this for
I bet
Christmas.
many people's dads were having a great time
Did anybody here get this for Christmas? I wonder.
playing.
Somebody did.
Maybe. Somebody did. Somebody got this. I bet a lot of dads got this for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, is this only on Saturn? Is there like a PC version of this?
I'm pretty sure it's only on Saturn.
Like my uncle would have been all over a PC version of this. Like he was playing like computer game golf on his computer like all the time.
Womp 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 womp.
Oh, OB. I always think of the Toads waving the flag and Mario Golf going, OB!
So did you see that they found out like who they announced who's doing like the voice of Mario?
Oh, yeah. Like it's like a young guy.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
wonder if it means he's gonna talk
he'll
more,
be
right?
doing it for the rest of our lives.
Well, I would hate to be that guy though. Like, it'd be cool, but you know that they're gonna give him a hard time for a long time. And I wonder how much if he's gonna talk at all. And the thing is, like, he's just gonna be doing an impression of,
Right.
you know, that's
Like,
all it's gonna
I
be.
almost wonder, like, maybe they'll. Maybe it won't always be him. Maybe there'll be like a stable of voice actors, like depending on the game. Like maybe, you know, I don't want Mario to like be more voiced, like because Mario is to me is very much functionally a silent protagonist, right? Like, you know, nowadays silent protagonists have their grunts and whoops and hollers, but you know, Mario is functionally a silent protagonist. Like, I don't want him to have like dialogue that plays into the plot, right?
Hole number 3,
Yeah.
par 4.
Like, it's okay for other characters to talk,
8 yards. Middle tees.
but Mario is functionally a silent protagonist.
Third
Um,
one,
It feels
So-
intentional. I'm sorry. It also feels like it's sped up so that it makes it seem more.
with either of the
Even
three
worse.
drivers, get the ball down the left side. You want to avoid the right side, the rough on the hill. Or maybe
It
just
probably
like
is sped up. That's probably why it's so bad. Oh, but that car didn't look like it was moving ultra fast.
Relatively flat green.
It always has to do like the tilt down at the end
Yeah.
at the hole.
Yeah. It all like talks in Ease 10. I kind of find that annoying that they've like are slowly going back to.
So does he? You were talking about him talking in 9, right?
Yeah, I mean he has a lot more dialogue in 9 than he
But
had.
but not that I know a lot about 9, but isn't a big part of the plot like he's like lost his memory or something?
Yes.
And was going by like a pseudonym. In that case, like it kind of makes sense why he would
no,
talk
I mean-
because he's not Adol, right?
He knows who he is, but he just doesn't know how he like. like got to where he is. I mean,
like I just remember playing the demo and like everyone is going by like a pseudonym.
oh yeah, because they're like undercover.
Okay, I was under the impression that like they all like had like.
That's too bad that like your 8 is like you're gonna have to push that off to next year. Such a good game.
I'll try to make it early-ish. I'll try. I mean, I'm behind. I gotta do 9, and then 10 just came out. I mean, 10 looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. I wish Adal wouldn't be.
Yeah, I understand why they're doing it, especially with like 10, like having only one other character does not have the party system.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people really don't like silent protagonists. Like it's like a big deal for them.
Yeah, but that's always been his thing. And you could,
Right.
you can,
I
like,
agree. I agree. But I'm just saying that to say like I can understand why they might think like, oh, like people would probably want this.
Yeah.
But I disagree. I think silent protagonists are like a uniquely video game storytelling device, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't really do that in other mediums. I mean, like you could have like a mute character, but like a silent protagonist is different because you are supposed to imagine they are talking, but it's just that you don't hear it, right?
Right.
It's a uniquely video game storytelling device, and that's why I think we should embrace it. Like it is, if something can only be done in the medium of video games, then I think it's something we should be doing. I don't think it's something that we should, think is like, oh, that's outdated. We shouldn't do that.
Right. I wonder when the remake of this is coming out.
Oh, I always forgot that's a thing. Like,
And
seems
then
like it's really
the
high.
PS4 version of the House of the Dead remake never got a physical, did it?
Well, it did on Switch.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's garbage.
I mean I have that version, but I don't have.
I booted it up once. It's bad. Like I'm
I didn't have
really
much of a problem with
curious.
it, but... Wait,
Huh?
PS5 one did? It got a physical release on PS5? No.
I mean, I would be interested in that.
Yeah, I would be
Just
super
because,
interested in
like,
that.
it's got to be better than the Switch version. The Switch version was like it was real rough. LGS has it. Who's LGS? Local game store.
Will you do a search for that? House of
Yeah,
the House of the Dead remake? Physical PS5, because I will buy that like immediately.
Oh yeah, it is. It is on Amazon.
Really?
It's $30. There's also a PS4 version for $35.
Is PS5 version like Move compatible?
Is PS4 version Move compatible?
A PS4 version definitely is. But
That's a great question because the game will be a lot more fun with the Move.
yeah, I mean that's how I would play it. But how can you even like use the Move cameras like on or like?
Well, you have to have the you have to have the PSVR adapter for PS5 to use the camera.
Oh, to use the camera. So I wonder
Yeah.
what is.
I don't think a native PS5 game is going to have support for a Move though. I doubt that.
But you can just get a PS5 5 camera if you wanted to, right? Probably and use it there. Because if that's the case, then I could.
No, I don't think it would. I don't think it would. You wouldn't be. I don't think the PS5 camera works functionally with PS4 games.
But if there's
Or-
a PS5 version of.
Yeah, but I don't think a PS5 game. I seriously doubt if PS5 games natively supporting Move is even.
Does the will you see if the PS4 version has an upgrade? Because then you get the best of both worlds. I mean, I'd be curious if it has a free upgrade.
That information is often not readily available.
So there's not a lot of different stuff in it in the core. Oh, can you turn off the different? Oh,
The
cool. So
Move
you can check
doesn't
it out.
let
Look
this-
at. You can turn off the different VDP stuff. You can turn off the
Also,
sprites.
I mean, that's not surprising. I mean, that's just like the N64 core.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool.
I think it's really cool too. Should have been messing with that sooner, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, PS5 supports the Move controller, but I don't think PS5 games support the Move controller. But you can use it with PS4 games and PSVR games.
Right, but I need that adapter. I don't think you can get the adapter. At least you can't get it for free anymore.
Did you not get it?
No.
Why not? You're like 100% should have. Like it was,
I know. I just didn't for some reason or another.
I'm really that seems like something you would have been on top of.
I know.
Well, you were like kind of wishy-washy about getting a PS5 at launch anyway. And like
And also, like, I was like, I don't really. I didn't see myself using PSVR like on the system, anyways.
it's a good thing to have though. Henry says an Amazon review of the PS4 version says the PS4 version does support Move, but says it's nowhere near as accurate as a proper light gun. Well, yeah. I think Move can be fine for that sort of Wii style aiming.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious if I'll do more research on it because I would buy that.
I would too. Let me know what you find, because I'm curious. I mean, I would prefer the PS5 version, but I would probably also prefer to use Move controllers. So
Does this have? Oh, okay, yeah. There we go. I didn't have my backup autosave turned on. All right. Should we switch back to what do we want to play here? Let's play some NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
oh, I somehow I guess we really got off some tangents there. I didn't realize I'd missed
Virtual
a couple
Hydlide. I saw.
a couple of super chats. There was $5 super chat. I'm sorry, this was 22 minutes ago. I don't know how that happened. From Tells Rob. Thank you. Saying, I hope you're still here. Saying this was back with Craig Stadler. Just a really big drone with an onboard pilot, co-pilot, and cameraman. That's true. That's true. And then Gareth Schneider had a $2 super chat saying, "I suggest you torture us all with virtual Hydlide."
I mean, I can do that.
Well,
Or like the background's like flickering.
oh, you did turn all of the features back on,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I mean, I would see like RAM things like text would flicker or something on the N64 core. I wonder if dual RAM would. Oh, you are playing dual RAM, so yeah, I don't know. Then and whoa, there was a $20 super
Whoa.
chat from Elk Plays and Paints. Thank you. Saying, I looked up Craig Stadler. He won 22 PGA tours, including Champions tours. And his last tournament before retiring was the 2014 Masters tournament. His son Kevin also entered. Craig is currently 70. I'm like almost surprised he's not older than that, because he he based on how old he looks in the Saturn game, like I feel like I would expect him to be closer to 80. I mean, 22 PGA tours. I mean, you know, I'm no expert, but that sounds like a lot. I mean, as you know, that's an accomplishment. You know, that'll get your way into a Sega Saturn game for sure. For you to become a meme. Did you ever watch that Rickroll version of all the Craig Stadler clips?
Yes. Yeah, I've seen that one.
I thought it was very funny. If you search on YouTube for Craig Stadler Rickroll, you should find a very funny video.
Jeez. I was just, my daughter like had a friend stay over the other night, and they were like up really late. I'm like, oh man, and it makes me think about like when I would when we'd stay at the night at friend's house. So then we like played NBA Jam like all night when it first came out. I'm pretty sure that first one used like the multi-tap. You could play it 4 players if you wanted to.
The head proportions seem less exaggerated in this version than the other versions. Am I right on that?
No, I mean it seems like the arcade.
I feel like a lot of other versions I've seen, like the heads are much bigger.
Oh, there's a big head mode.
Man, remember when games like, you know, took themselves not so seriously enough to have stuff like big head mode in games all the time?
Yeah, I remember that. I lived
great. I did too. I can't remember what it was, but there was like there was some game I played a couple of years ago, I think, that had, you know, some really silly stuff in it like that, and I'm like, man, when did video games stop doing this?
Finally. What happened to the fun sports game? Okay, let's try Virtua.
Virtua Hydlide.
That's what everybody's been chomping at the bit for tonight. So now we don't have to worry about comments on this saying like, and he didn't even play Virtual Hydlide.
I wonder if that guy at M2 that we interviewed was involved with this version.
I'm sure he was. Maybe his... We'll see.
What was his name?
Starts with an N.
Naito?
Yeah, it was Naito. Yeah. Oh, it's got like some live action, green screen action here.
Ooh,
Oh,
looking forward to seeing it.
better run. Better take cover.
I mean, I don't know. This isn't the worst FMV I've ever seen.
Oh, Henry, thank you for doing that. I mean, I would assume that the PS5 camera would work with
I don't
it.
think I do not. You can't use the PS5 camera with PSVR. Okay, so I would be shocked if it worked with PS Move.
Huh? What can you use it for then?
Use what?
What is the camera even used for then? The PS5 camera, like, what do you even use it for?
Like party chat stuff that like normal, like young people gamers do that we are too old to do. Yeah, I don't know. I have zero clue why I would buy a PlayStation 5 camera.
Didn't you buy one though?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I got the adapter to use the PS4 camera only because I, wanted to have the option of playing PSVR 1 on it. I respect what they're doing with this game.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that run!
I know, right?
Man, he's making a run for the bathroom for sure.
He's definitely gonna poop his pants if he doesn't get there. I don't know. It's like, it seems like technically impressive.
It does. Like, don't get me wrong. It seems like there's some things that probably aren't coming together, but like, man, like this really feels like you're like exploring this forest. Like, this is like making me want to like play an Elder Scrolls game or something, you know? Like, it's like, oh man, I want to explore this fantasy world. It's like generic fantasy world. Sadrup says he's looking for cigarettes. You only find these Hydlide cigarettes.
Yeah, he's like, I just want normal cigarettes.
Like, where's the monsters in this?
I don't know. I want to
Say
find
like
something.
the Dragon says, wasn't the engine for this game originally used for a golf game?
I think I heard something about that too. Ooh, there's a slime.
I mean, I don't know much about this, but I'm under the impression it's pretty infamous, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is like an AVGN. Like AVGN made it like infamous. I like that he's like blocking just like with his like arm.
Like this is cool though, because like I mean, it kind of feels like an open world, right?
Yeah,
Like
and it's randomly generated.
Interesting. I mean, it feels like you're like exploring this like endless world in 3D. Like it's I mean, it's for the time. I could see this captivating my imagination.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wonder if anybody here in this chat right now is surprised to hear us say like, "Oh, this is actually kind of neat."
I mean, I bet a lot of
It
people
does not
who got
feel
it for
unplayable
Christmas
to
think it's
me.
pretty neat. Huh?
It doesn't feel unplayable to me. Like it's
Yeah,
just.
I mean, it looks pretty janky, but it feels ambitious in a way that, you know,
Yeah.
I respect what they've tried to do here.
They shot their shot. You know, like they went for it.
They did.
It may not have been exactly what they wanted it to be, but you know what? I don't know.
That run animation, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he put a lot of energy into that. And the armor he's wearing, like, is not you know, I mean, he doesn't really strike me as having like the physique of a great warrior.
No.
Like he looks like he won a contest from a magazine to be the star of the game.
I mean, is this game... It's probably really cheap, but maybe it's not anymore.
I don't know. Let's find out. You're thinking about it.
I'm not thinking about it, but if I saw it someplace, I would be like, oh, you know. I've certainly played worse games.
Virtual Hydlide.
Hydlido.
Well, the Japanese version appears to be like $10 to $15.
Okay.
The American version, as you might expect, looks like
Whoa.
it might be
Oh, I thought that was like
more
a
of
skull.
like a $70, $80 game.
Oh, wow. So that's out of my price range. But I could see myself maybe doing an entire stream with this.
Look at the fence.
I know, that's what I'm trying to
Look
go
at
to,
that
I
fence.
think.
Can you get through that fence?
Just imagine, there's like just a pile of 2,000 gold coins.
There it is. Like, man,
Just sitting there.
that's. I mean, you know that's the kind of escapism we're looking for in fantasy,
Yeah,
right?
we just find 2 grand sitting on the ground in the forest.
You know, that's why we play video games. There's got to be an opening in this fence. Oh, there's a gate.
And it doesn't give you any setup or anything. Ooh. Oh, dude, that zombie is like real creepy looking.
Oh,
Oh, he blew up too.
we should make a hack of this game where
Ooh, I got
I'm
some-
the zombie.
Yeah.
You get armor. Do you have to equip it? You probably have to equip it. I wonder if your character changes.
The leather armor is cursed. Now I'm stuck with it for the rest of the game, right?
Oh no.
And it's exactly the same thing as I had on.
But you've also got a ring of power.
Ooh, I found a club. Can I equip the club? Unless it's cursed.
Well, some people were like, please tell me this game looks better on a CRT. I don't suspect a CRT is going to do much to save this one. I mean, it's ugly, but in a way that intrigues me. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a part of me that like has a big soft spot for like the most generic impossible fantasy world type of thing, like where it's just dirty and medieval looking.
Yeah.
I don't know what
lived
it is, like, you know, just like a real basic like Dungeons and Dragons type of fantasy world. I don't know. Sometimes I have a soft spot for that kind of stuff. This has a real earthy feel to it. Yes, it has character visually. Shadowmask says, "This is Tribe's pre-rendered FMV fantasy game meets reality." Yeah, they didn't really do it, but you know. I am pretty sure that if I had played this back in the day, I would have been like, oh, this is
Yeah, the
interesting.
crucifix. This uses the Pebble Beach Craig Stadler engine. Look
LARPing
him
the
flexing
video
when he does
game.
this. I've been hit. There we go. Watch him flex. He goes like this. Or is he just crossing his arms?
Oh, probably just crossing his arms.
I've not found the sardines in the graveyard yet. You need to trade the crucifix to get the sardines.
Oh, this is a pretty early Saturn game too. This is April '95 in Japan, September '95 here. Oh man, there's on Wikipedia. There's a screenshot, like inside a castle. There's like walls and everything. And he's find a vampire that has a life meter that goes all the way across the screen.
Dang. So do you just go to like the locations that tells you to? Or do you need to really do much more?
Did you accomplish a goal in the graveyard?
I got the crucifix.
Oh. This is going to be on your list for games to beat in 2024.
I don't own it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you don't own it. It says on release on Wikipedia. It says on release it received mixed reviews with praise for its graphics, 3D environments, and music, while receiving criticism for the gameplay. Oh, and indeed, the designer is Tokihiro Naito.
I mean, he probably looks at this and be like, "Oh, you know, it was a mistake," you know. But it's like, own it. Like this is like it's pretty cool.
It's, you know,
I would be proud of it if I mean,
I would be too. I mean, think about it. This came out in Japan in early '95. This is a 3D game that was being developed in '94. Like,
yeah. I would be proud of that.
What was it? The Mega Drive version that he wasn't proud of Hydlide?
Well, he just talks about like Super Hydlide. You said I wasn't like as proud of that one. But it's like, it's all right.
I wonder.
After Sever says this is better than anything on the Jaguar, and probably.
I finished
the Vampire's
watching
Mansion.
I finished watching the 3DO versus Jaguar versus 32X video that GameSack did.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I watched that one. I watched some of it. I watched like the first part of it. Hey, I'm gonna go fill up my water. I will be right back. Okay.
Is it me or does the frame rate get choppier inside the castle?
Yeah, it's definitely not you.
Oh, okay. I thought my frame rate was getting low.
No,
Good to
I'll
know.
be right back. Okay, let me just fill up my water. Stay hydrated.
Don't I count Elder Scrolls Arena as 3D? I mean, I'm not saying 3D games weren't around, but still, like, I mean, like what? Like Doom came out like 93, I think, right? Doom. Yeah, it came out in 93. I mean, it's not like it was the first 3D game, but it was like the first impressive 3D game. Or I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of impressive things that were done with polygons before then, but like it was a landmark 3D game. And this does not look as good as Doom, but you know, still impressive. Also, Corey's being gnawed to death by a bat while he's filling up his water. I will wait to read that super chat after Corey gets back. Oh, yeah, it's true. Doom isn't real 3D. I mean, I'm not even convinced to what extent this is using polygons. Like the floor, like especially the exterior, like, I don't know. It looks weird. I guess they're using polygons, but they're using very limited polygons in this. But yeah, you're right. Doom's not polygons, but I still consider it 3D. I mean, I consider Mario Kart 3D. Like, even though it's, you know, mode 7. I mean, I consider the quadrilateral stuff that the Saturn does. I consider it to be. I mean, I'm not the one putting it together, but you know, I don't know, but I consider it to be polygons. I mean, I know it's not constructed with triangles, which is the normal method, but you got gnawed to death by a bat. It took a long time.
A worthy death, I'd say then, right?
Yes.
Oh, Naito's number 1.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't expect this to be like a score game.
Oh, we haven't talked about the PS5 Slim, I guess.
Oh, well, wait. First, well, just as you left, there was a 1999 from John H. Thank you. Saying, do you guys worry about mold or anything like that when bringing new items into your collection? How do you preserve everything? I just had an N64 Atomic Purple Complete in box that I bought that had black mold inside the box.
Oh, geez.
Oof. I mean, I don't buy a lot of stuff in like used stuff in the box, like other than like cases. Like I don't buy like cardboard boxes. Like a lot of that stuff was probably kept in like an outdoor storage shed or something, so I could totally see that being a problem. I mean, I don't really worry about it too much.
All Street Fighter stuff are gone. I didn't.
You know, I always like clean everything. Like I always like clean the contacts and like clean the exterior of like any game case that I get. Or, you know, clean like, you know, sticker residue and stuff off of cartridge games and things like that. I always do that before I like put it on my shelf. But I don't really worry about mold because I don't store games anywhere and I don't store them in like a, you know, any unfinished, you know, non-climate controlled environment or anything like that. I mean, you do have your stuff in a finished basement, but you've got like a you've got like
I
some
have
sort of
two
dehumidifier
dehumidifiers
system
that run.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't have my stuff in any areas like that where it would be a concern. And I usually only buy stuff if it appears to be in good condition, and I don't tend to buy stuff in a box where there could be
Oh, okay, that's
undesirable
messed up. Look
stuff
at that.
inside.
The test screen's a little messed up.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Oh, it's real messed up.
Do you have the right RAM card in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this. Look at that. There was 2 Canadian from CF Gaming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying play Jung Rhythm. Is that something you might have on here?
I might, yeah. I can. I mean, it's playable.
Yeah, it just looks bad. Do multi-disc games work? I mean, I wouldn't see why not. I mean, you just access.
I mean, a lot of
the
those
menu.
games allow you to save. Also, I think all Saturn games allow you to save. If it's multi-disc games, it lets you save at the end of when the changeover happens.
I was what was it I played on? Was it Parasite? I think it was Parasite Eve. That I ran into a bit of a problem at the disc swap point. Playing on X Station because I don't think I had it set up properly to swap the disc. It was like the first time I really played a multi-disc game for real on it. I didn't really know what to do to set that up. So I think I had to I had no idea the disc swap was coming up, so I had to replay a portion because I don't think it. I feel like that's like the first time I'd ever seen that where a disc swap point didn't have a save. I mean, apart from maybe something like Riven, but Riven has you switching back and forth between the discs a bunch, but so I doubt that it actually asks you to save every time. I mean, it was a long time. I mean, I played the PC version of that a long time ago. Hitman Graphics is curious if Vampire Savior has the same problem. I mean, is it the same engine?
I don't have it on here though. I tried to copy everything before the stream.
I feel like I've seen this before.
Because I couldn't use CHUD files. It screwed everything up.
Have you streamed this before?
No, I have no idea what this is.
I feel like this feels familiar.
Jung Rhythm. I mean, just no context. This is how the game starts.
This is some quality of FMV.
He's like, ooh, ha, 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 from far away. I'll try. I will try Bulk Slash after this.
As requested by Mr. Bulk Slash.
I don't have the translation on here though, so I can't comment on there. I didn't have enough time to.
But you have the regular version on here?
Yeah.
This somehow feels familiar. I think this has crossed paths with me at some point before. at those pigs. Those pigs are awesome. This feels like it's probably not actually related, but like it feels like it could have come from the same mind as Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah, it's clearly like inspired.
Well, I don't know which came first. I mean, I'm definitely into the wacky visual style here.
It's hard to get right on that.
Oh man, you're all the way up at wow.
Oh. This is incredible. Corpse 413. This is incredible.
I mean, it kind of is. It's certainly not credible. I'm assuming this is a Japan exclusive.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
It's like I'm one frame off, like, for everything.
We have Parappa at home.
I mean, it's not that hard of a first level, I guess.
There was a 150 pounds from Alex OJ with no comment.
Thank you.
But thank you.
Come on, get up there. Yeah. This is just making me hungry. I didn't even get a chance to see him cooking that stuff.
Oh yeah,
Right,
there's
so,
definitely some eggs being flipped.
Balku slash.
Oh, I kind of want to see the next. I kind of want to see the next mission of this.
I can do that. You can do that, I suppose.
Like what's it going to be? Like, it could be anything.
Alex, it's okay. I mean, if you have a comment, just say it now, and we'll
Oh, I think Alex did say it. As people who have so many options lying around to play retro games, how do you settle on what and how to play? Usually depends on my mood and if I'm streaming versus just playing on my own.
Yeah.
Like when I stream, I generally prefer to play the real system and like oftentimes like on my CRT, but I don't really play on the CRTs a lot.
Yeah.
When I'm just by myself, which is one reason like I've really liked the RetroTink 4K so much, is because I can get the CRT look on my OLED, and I'm doing that through modded systems or FPGA systems a lot. And it looks awesome. And the reason for that is just because I like to be comfy on my main couch in the recliner on my big TV, when I'm just, playing on my own. I tend to not play on the CRT by myself, but for streaming, I really like it. And it's not that I don't like playing on the CRT by myself, but I tend to not be in that mood, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very similar, but I mean, it just depends on what I feel like. I mean, I played through Shenmue, but I played the HD version.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't play on the CRT a ton, unless it's I'm sitting at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's so many options, and usually it's just whatever I feel like at the moment.
Mm.
I just don't feel like I guess I just don't get tied up in making a decision, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to save the CRT stuff for a stream. That's just, even though the stream doesn't see it, but
Right.
that's just a fun environment for me to be in for the stream. I enjoy playing
Right.
in that context on the stream. Whereas it's just, to me, the OLED is more relaxing.
Yeah.
So if I'm not streaming, I prefer to play on the OLED.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play on the CRT if I'm sitting here, I'm maybe capturing something, and if I just need to check something real quick, it's just quicker for me to do it on a CRT. / See how this goes. Yes, I mean, we both work from home, and it is important to have a separate area, I guess, for stuff like that. I don't really have, everything's so integrated down here now that it's all one big thing. So I can't really do that. But what I do like is that it's all contained down here, and I can go anywhere else in the house, and none of this stuff is around.
Mm-hmm. Hitman Graphics says, I know Try's thing is playing on the large OLED. I've tried that, but I prefer the motion of CRTs. Flat screens are improving, but they're still not CRT motion quality. I mean, and it's true that black frame insertion doesn't get it quite there, but it gets it really close. It's close. I mean, I've heard that the CX is even better. I've heard CX is CRT motion quality, and that it's not quite as good on later models. I've got the C1, but still it's really good. It's so, the quality of black frame insertion and increasing motion clarity is so good that it doesn't it doesn't really feel like that much of a downgrade. Between and also I've never really liked the look of artificial scan lines that much until I experienced it alongside black frame insertion, because it those two things together, scan lines and mask effects combined with black frame insertion. Black frame insertion is the magic sauce that needed to really work for me. Because I feel in motion, if you've got a scan line effect on, once the game is in motion, the scan lines don't feel very concrete. They kind of blur a lot. and even though they aren't moving themselves just the way your eye tracks it, right? But then with black frame insertion, like it really makes them feel like they have that stability that you would expect them to have. And it gets so much closer to a CRT than anything that I'd experienced without black frame insertion. It makes a big difference to me. Can't explain it. Get eye strain from OLEDs. Can play for literally 20 plus hours on a CRT without a break, save for marathons on TV. That's interesting. That's interesting.
I can understand that though too. I mean, I've never had a.
I don't know,
situation
OLEDs. I don't feel like I get eye strain from OLED at all.
One thing I've noticed. So I used to get eye strain a whole bunch. But I feel like when I got glasses, like I stopped getting eye strain, and now I start getting eye strain again now that I don't wear glasses again.
Interesting.
So I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
I mean, you had glasses from a very young age.
I know, but I remember getting it a bunch like early on, but I mean, I don't remember having it like once I got glasses. Like it just never happened very much.
I mean, Shadow Mask says your eyes are trying harder to focus without glasses. I mean, I've never, like, eye strain has never really been a big thing for me. Like, I don't really get that. There was a 499 super chat from Trifton1. I really like that Super Mario World Moon avatar. It makes me happy. Saying, how much tinkering is required with MiSTer these days? Keep up the great content, guys. I mean, I think the information that we had in, even though the MiSTer video is getting to be somewhat old, I think the information we had in regards to setting it up, still holds up. So, once you've got it going, it really doesn't take much tinkering. I mean, one of the things I love about the MiSTer is just how simple the menu system is in it. It's, there can be a lot of stuff in it, but it's pretty no nonsense compared to like RetroArch, which is like kind of overwhelming, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just, it's not very customizable in terms of like, how the menu looks and stuff, but it's it gets you to where you need to be pretty efficiently. I mean, that's oftentimes when I choose to use the MiSTer, that's one of the reasons I do, is just because it's quick and easy to get to what you're looking to get at, right?
Right.
There can be things that you can fiddle around with, like video filters and stuff, and you should, because you won't get interpolation unless you do that, because by default each core is going to be nearest neighbor scaled to 4:3, which might almost certainly will be an uneven scale. So you should go into the menu and then choose like the interpolation only preset. Like I don't understand really how to do the manual setup for that kind of stuff, yeah, just choosing the interpolation only preset is like all you really need to do. Just like the control, once you've set up, the controllers you like to do, it's very easy. It's very easy. And, update all, get you what you need very easily.
Get you what you need. Yeah.
If you can connect it to an Ethernet port, I always kind of had bad luck with wireless internet on MiSTer, and I found myself having much better luck with network stuff, both updating and also FTPing files to and from the MiSTer, through my computer. You know, once I started doing them hardwired. Chris V says, MiSTer on a CRT is almost no work at all. It's only the HD filter stuff that's complicated. That stuff is complicated, but if you use the presets, even that's not complicated. But yeah, I mean, as long as you might have to check a few things in the INI file, but I think I did a pretty good job in the MiSTer video of like kind of explaining, what you might need to do. So the INI like script is, it's pretty good, I think. Ooh.
I wonder if does that PS4 version of this that came out have like a bunch of lag? Because that uses like the same engine.
Oh, I forgot that happened.
Oh, jeez.
Does it have a physical?
It doesn't yet, but I think that there will be one coming.
What were you saying? It uses the same emulator as like that really laggy Cotton game or something?
Yeah.
Ew.
And the same thing like the Batsugun version uses that too.
Ew.
I got, but I didn't think the Batsugun was that bad, but I didn't play it very much. I got the physical of that one.
Oh, Kendo Zero says, I played through this earlier this year. The ending shocked me.
Really?
Kind of makes you should put this on your list for next year.
I don't own it though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I would love to have the Saturn version. The Saturn version is like real expensive now. Oh, there's definitely some audio mess ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not gonna go super late tonight because like I just wanna. What?
You got crushed.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to go super late because I'm just.
Oh my gosh! Look at all those enemy zero discs.
I know. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, what's? I didn't. I have a really cheap Super Famicom Farland game. I didn't know there were ones on Saturn. I forget what it's called. It's Farland something. It's like a strategy game.
Oh.
It's got some nice sprites. Falcom Classics.
I know.
What are those?
I'll play Decathlete. I guess I'll play for a minute. I feel like Hattori Hanzo's been asking for it. For Decathlete. For a while.
James Dad wants to know if you played Manx TT SuperBike.
No. Should I?
I don't know. Maybe so. And Zane's dad tends to have some pretty good recommendations.
There's definitely some sound stuff going on here.
Well, those clouds look awesome on the title screen.
You gotta play as Rick Blade. If in the in the Japanese version it says Rick Braid. It's Brade. It's just I think for some reason thought it was so funny. Gotta be Rick Blade though.
Is this the first 480i thing you've booted up on this?
There's been title screens and stuff that are 480i, but yeah, like full.
They're just
480i.
Weave though, right?
Yeah. There he is. It's Rick Braid. is button masher, right? Come on.
I guess because it doesn't have a lot of polygons and it's able to like put almost all of the geometry into the characters. Like there really is like a kind of an impressive look to this game.
Yeah.
Like the character models feel like they're almost trending towards Dreamcast quality. You know,
I put on turbo. Yeah, I hit turbo.
like not quite, but
Look at them.
oh wow, look at zoom into those like scan line letters. There was $2 super chat from Demo Kirby saying shout out for Pop Flamer, Pyro Mouse Icon. Yeah, that was one of the games at the arcade yesterday. I'd never heard of it. It was a Jalico game. It's called Pop Flamer, and you're a mouse with a flamethrower. Which is like,
Really?
yeah. I've never seen this before, but I mean, who doesn't want to be a mouse with a flamethrower?
I mean, that's true. It's true.
Like, it's a great concept. I need more mouse with a flamethrower games.
Oh, that was a good jump. You see that?
I like the background here. Like, this you got this like stadium in the middle of like the desert.
Old Rick Braid. Shot put.
Are
There's
you gonna
definitely
check
some
out that
like
game that Zane's dad asked about? Manx TT Superbike.
yeah. Here we go. Oh, look at that blimp up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You think you can throw something up to hit it?
maybe. Come on. Third throw.
The character models really are impressive in this.
So excited about it. Oh, you can rotate the blimp with the two-player pad? Too bad I don't have a...
No, that's funny.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad game.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure this game is. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of good things about this game. It's pretty well regarded, I think.
I just like the idea that he's just like like launching himself through it. I didn't read the how to do it.
Are you gonna get 3,000 a row?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So what was it? Like,
0 meters, 0 centimeters.
so is it was it Manx?
Manx TT Superbike or something like that.
Little Manx. That little Manx. Minnesota Fats. It's right by Manx
Minnesota
TT.
Fats.
I mean, I wouldn't say that the video is going to be Carlos Rodriguez. I don't think it's going to be. It's not a video about my Extron setup. It's going to show my Extron setup.
Yeah.
Ideally, like in a couple of weeks, it'll be out. Within a couple of weeks. I mean, I have two of them, like the G-Scar, G-Comp, and a VGA switch box go into it, and then it feeds into another one which feeds PVMs.
Please select the port.
And that's it.
Please select manual or automatic
Yeah.
transmission.
It's not like you're going to share the backside of it because no way you're
I
pulling
will.
that
I'll
out.
get the camera back there and do it, but there's just not like a lot to talk about.
Get ready to race.
Ready to race.
2, 1.
Mizu wants to know if you're booting games from an SD card or hard drive.
SSD. What?
Need to figure out the controls here. Any help, Zane's dad? What is go?
Nothing seems to be going.
Is turbo still on?
Oh, okay. Yes, it was. That would do it. Oh, this is kind of sweet. The music's kind of great too.
Is this a Sega game?
I think it is, yeah. But I don't think they published it. Or maybe they... Maybe they did.
You know, when Henry Clark was here the other week, we were going game shopping. I picked up when I say I picked up, I didn't buy it, but I like literally physically picked up and held a Saturn 3D controller, which I may have never held one in my hands before.
Yeah.
My recollection. Like I was kind of into it. Like I liked it. I kind of liked how the stick was designed more than like the Dreamcast stick.
Yeah.
Like it actually kind of seemed like a better controller than the Dreamcast controller. I was surprised.
Yeah, it's different, but it's amazing how
Time is up and you didn't
similar it is too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean it doesn't. I play Saturn so little. Like I don't. It doesn't seem like something that would get a lot of use for me, but I did think it would seem cool.
Please select the port. Please select the bike. Please select manual or automatic transmission.
Oh, Carsey's in the chat.
Oh, hey. Is
And,
there
there's
snack support? I don't
support for
I
Saturn
don't
Core yet.
see it. Although if you go to
3, 2, 1.
if you go to the input, you can choose like wheel, mission stick, 3D pad, or dual mission stick. Like those are options.
Dual missions.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, that's like so disorienting though. It's like the lean there. I understand why that would be.
Oh
Interesting.
gosh. Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I can understand why that would be of interest to people. But
You know that reminds me of like playing like the full body tilt F-Zero AX machine.
Yeah.
Like it was cool and all, but like I just literally could not play like being jostled around that much. Like I just, if it wasn't moving, I feel like maybe I could have done okay, but I sure couldn't. With
Okay, so I'm
it
gonna
was
just
just
I'll
very
play.
distracting.
Feel like I need to play a 3D fighting game, and then I will finish with Radiant Silvergun.
Okay.
Do we want Virtua Fighter, or do we need like?
What's that one weird game that's like based on the Virtual Fighter engine that Joe showed in a couple of episodes?
Not Fighters Megamix. Is it Fighters Megamix?
No. What? Fighting Vipers. I think that's.
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah. No,
Have you ever tried that?
I mean I have Fighting Vipers, but I'm gonna play Fighters Megamix instead.
Okay.
You want to know what we think about the new PS5 revision? I'm gonna wait for a Super Slim. Hopefully, there's gonna be a Super Slim that is like not
I mean, I'm going to wait.
annoying.
I'm going to wait for a Pro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised they're gonna do a Pro.
I mean, it is what it is. There's no way I'm not going to buy it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have it. But what I think is interesting, I mean, I'm going to assume that the Pro will use the same removable disk drive that the Slim will.
Any music in this one?
That the Slim uses, and so I will totally at some point buy like one, if not two, like hopefully maybe on sale or something if they go on sale. Like just spare disk drives. Like just like to hold on to for longevity, because I mean, who knows? This could be like the final PlayStation disc drive. So
Yeah.
like, good to have some for posterity.
I think
right?
the way that they're doing it is cool though. I like the idea of like, people that buy the digital can get the disc.
Right. And John kind of pointed out that in some ways it encourages people to buy the disc version, because like there's a pretty the Slim is actually going to be a price increase for the digital only model. It's going to be
Right.
$450 now. So it's only $50 more to get the disc version, but the disc drive is $80 separately. So like I could see people being like, oh, I'll just get the disc version. So that gives people more access to discs, if they do make that decision.
Or if they want to get it later. They change their mind.
Yeah. So it's in the idea that you can replace a broken drive is actually very appealing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's real smart actually. I didn't think about that aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean that's why I say like I am totally interested in buying like a backup drive in the future. Like it wouldn't work on the current model, but like when the Pro comes out,
if they do that,
I'll definitely be interested in having some spare disk drives. I mean, I wonder what the availability will be though. Like I could see it being the sort of thing that like starts to become hard to find, like the spare drives, like it could have the fate of the the memory card reader for PS3,
Yes.
So who knows if you'll ever really be able to buy it on sale. It might just be a wise idea to just buy it when you've got the money.
Yeah, and
then just hold on to it. I mean, it'd be a good thing to have for posterity.
Yeah.
No, there's no confirmation on PS5 Pro, but the leaks are believed to be extremely believable.
Is there usually text here?
I mean, you say that Hitman graphics, but John had a PS4 Pro drive die. I mean, you just never know. I mean, I've been lucky enough to not have like a PS3 drive die or anything, but you never know. Like, if this does end up being the final physical generation for PlayStation, like, I would definitely be interested in investing in, replaceable drives.
Did you get this from Limited Run when they were doing the...
I think so.
I wonder if they
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember who even did it.
Yeah, and they definitely did, but I don't know if it was I don't know if it was like a bad version, but if they fixed it since.
Oh, well, I don't see it on my. Actually, I don't see it on my list, my order list. Maybe I didn't get it.
So I wonder if they were, because wasn't there like some major problems or something like that with the like the initial release?
Maybe that's why I didn't get it. I don't know.
Well, I was just saying, I bet you that's why it hasn't shipped yet, is because maybe they were waiting for that.
Oh, Zodiac says LRG still hasn't shipped this game yet. They wanted to add chip tunes, is what the update said.
Oh. It was always said that, Ikaruga is a sequel to this. I mean, is that like an official stance, or is it kind of like is it only considered a sequel because it's like the same person, like in charge of it?
A spiritual successor.
From the same director, essentially.
Yeah. Well, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Alien Soldier also possibly take place in the same universe?
Oh, I never heard that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. We could have asked him.
He was never had a chance to talk to him.
I know, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He was feeling too shy, so
Yeah.
he didn't come.
Okay, so it's not a sequel. But when it was first announced, it's like, oh, it's going to be a sequel, but it's just like it's a spiritual successor, right?
Man, seeing Trifton 1 with the Super Mario World Moon avatar saying "Good night, all" just makes me sleepy. See that moon say "Good night."
Like I said, I'm not gonna go. Like, this is gonna be it after this. Like, usually I would go longer, but I just have. I've had.
You sound like you've got some sleep to catch up on.
Yes, I've had a week, as I said earlier. Like traveling to Texas and camping yesterday. I just am looking forward to this week to get things back to normal.
Yep.
You can't really. I know you can't catch up on sleep. I'm just my body is just feels exhausted, and I'm tired. I'm looking forward to sleeping in my own bed tonight. No, it was we weren't roughing it or anything like that. We stayed in a cabin, but it was it's not so much sleeping. It's more that I'm feeling. It's more sitting around a campfire and having too much to drink, probably. That is what I'm really actually feeling. Because things almost look like serve bots.
Yeah, I've never seen. I didn't know there were all these characters.
Yeah.
Never seen this before at all.
But yeah, I mean, I hope everyone has a great week. And we'll be back here next Sunday. And
Yep.
thanks to everybody who donated. And we'll see you soon.
Good night.
Take care, everybody.